Welcome back to Dad's Deals and Dumbbells, a show for dads who are building families, businesses, and trying not to gain 10 pounds in eggnog weight this month.
Good luck with that. We're your hosts, one chiropractor, one lawyer, both dads, both entrepreneurs, both fighting the gravitational pull of a holiday dessert table, my favorite table.
If your macros just become whatever grandma made, this episode is probably for you.
Definitely. Let's talk about how to survive the season without needing new pants in January that are a size up. Hopefully it's size down.
Yeah, as we were talking about ideas for the show today, I thought, as the holidays are coming up, we talked last show about stress with family and budgeting and so forth, and the reality is you go through the holidays, you can eat like a pig, and then afterwards you're paying the price.
Oh, yeah, in a different way.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so we pulled some stats in anticipation for the show today and found that a study that over the holiday period between Thanksgiving to New Year's, many adults see a weight gain increase of between 0.5% and 1.5% of your body weight. And that gain, and more importantly, that gain is often not lost afterwards.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So that's even with the January stuff too.
Yeah, the idea. I think the idea there is that a lot of people will gain it then, and they won't lose it, and it'll just kind of continue to gain. If you do it one year after the other, all of a sudden you've gained a whole lot of weight.
You do it over a couple of years. 1%
Yeah.
adds up. Over 10 years, that's 10% of your body weight.
Right.
That'd be 20 extra pounds.
Right. So a large-scale international study found that participants' weights were about 0.5% higher 10 days after Christmas than 10 days before. So that's still in the same kind of range.
Thank you, Harvard.
Thank you, Harvard Health. Yeah. 2 down there, a study of 545 people, nearly 47.1% said they typically gain between 4 and 9 pounds over the holidays. And 18%, are you ready for this? 18% said they gained between 10 and 15 pounds.
Ooh.
Now that's some serious indulgence.
Something to shoot for there.
You want to have a goal. We all have goals, right?
There's some gyms though that now they'll do the no gain competitions.
Yeah.
So they'll measure you before, like now.
And so the competition isn't to lose weight; it's just to
maintain,
not gain.
They're like the no gain November
It's
instead
not
of like
bad.
no shade November. I think it's like no gain something. But we have a couple patients that are at like they're in Joliet, and whatever like nutrition program they have at the Joliet rec center, they do that.
Yeah.
So they're weighing themselves in.
That's definitely an idea. Yeah.
I'd rather have that goal. So
it's not bad.
Definitely.
Let's see here. Single holiday meal can be between 3,000 and 4,500 calories.
Ooh. And you're not Michael Phelps, so that's a problem.
What are you saying? I'm not Michael Phelps.
Well, like most people, I'm assuming most people are not Michael Phelps, where he's intaking 10,000 calories in a day,
and you're burning
every day just to burn it.
Yeah.
But what was it? Recommended daily average is like 2,000.
Yeah,
2,500.
Yeah.
Depending on the person and size and metabolic rates.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah. Well, the holidays can certainly take a toll on everybody. So part of the idea with today's show is talking about how stress can cause weight gain, how the holidays can cause weight gain, what to do about it, what kind of effects it has, and so forth.
All the tips and tricks.
Yeah,
for sure.
As we get into it here, there are, of course, hormonal effects with cortisol and insulin.
The big ones, the big stress ones. So yeah, cortisol, everyone should know cortisol raises as you get stressed out. The more stress you have, the more cortisol you have. Once you have more cortisol, it just crashes your adrenal glands. So yeah, when you're stressed out, your body releases more hormone called cortisol. It's linked to increased appetite, increasing cravings, especially for high fatty, high sugar foods, your comfort foods. My big deal is cookies and chocolate.
It's my middle name here. Now you're talking about
language. And then it changes into fat. So obviously people, I guess it's not obvious for most people, but the more carbohydrates you eat, your body can only store so much in your liver, about 24 to 48 hours of glycogen. And that starts going into your fat tissue, fat stores.
One of the interesting things I've found about myself in the past, especially the past 2 years, is that when I have rice in particular, if I have rice as part of dinner, like my wife made this thing, I don't remember what she calls it. It's basically veg-all and ground chicken with rice. I eat the rice, and about 20 minutes later, I'm out like a light, just
like a carb.
Done.
Yep. Like carb
pasta.
Carb
Last night I made Italian sausage marinara and some pasta, and I had a bowl, and it was delicious. And sure enough, I was passed out in the chair about 20 minutes later. Yeah.
So that's like when like they talk about like that 3 o'clock crash.
Yeah.
After lunch, it's because if you eat a carb heavy meal, your body goes into that rest digest type of deal. Same thing with like the Thanksgiving Day turkey or the tryptophan type of thing. It's not really the tryptophan; it's the high carbohydrates.
Yeah.
So the mashed potatoes, the breads, all that type of stuff. your body just has to go in that rest digest type of stage. But if you eat a higher fat, higher protein meal, one of the tips here is, I guess we'll just spoiler alert, eat your protein first.
Yeah.
Eat your high fats, high proteins. That'll satiate you more.
That is really a huge thing, I got to say. And especially as I've gotten older. When I was younger, I don't think it didn't feel like it made much of a difference. But I try to cut back on the pasta and the rice, those kinds of things. I try to do the protein first. I feel much, much better.
Oh, yeah. Just think about what you have to chew the most, right? Proteins and fibrous foods, like those are going to fill you up more. Like you eat like a handful of like cooked rice, right? You don't have to chew it. It's already halfway like processed, like cooked. So you just swallow it. So you have to chew it more. That's going to satiate you more. One way to think about that. So one study found that women who had higher stress burned 104 fewer calories after a high-fat meal compared to women with less stress, which could add up to 11 pounds of weight gain over a year. That's from Time Magazine. That one's interesting. I want to see that full study. But
higher stress equals burning fewer calories.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. And then over time, that can add up to 11 pounds of weight gained in a year. That's a lot. Oof.
Have a life with no stress. That's what I'm hearing.
Yep. Or figure out ways to cope with it.
That's
move around.
100%. 100%.
There you go. But yeah, insulin's one of those like sneaky hormones now, things that people don't really pay attention to.
Yeah.
So there's this new thing called like type 3 diabetes where it's like they're not really sure what it is, but they're noticing like people have like these signs and symptoms of having chronic unmanaged diabetes, but they're not diabetic. So it's like, what is going on? So one of the new things is like early precursor to Alzheimer's. They're starting to think of like it's more like kind of like diabetes in your brain. There's non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So if you're constantly eating carbohydrates, your body's the first thing it does is push it into your liver. But like carbohydrates is sugar, alcohol is sugar. So you digest it and it turns into that in your liver and it causes other issues. So definitely keep those two hormones in check as much as possible.
One of the other things, of course, with stress that can lead to weight gain includes behavioral changes, eating and activity patterns, specifically holiday meals, mean generally disrupted routines.
Mm-hmm.
You're eating more late nights, more treats, less exercise. Maybe you're traveling. Those kinds of behavior changes from what you're normally used to can,
plus
of course, make it easier to gain weight.
sugary, yummy foods available.
There are a lot of those things available, and they're everywhere. They're on our countertop at work. They're on our countertop at home.
Oh, do you have a lot of clients that come in and bring you sweets?
Oh, we've got a few. But then, somewhere along the way, one of the things I started doing was going to Costco for the office, and I get snacks for people.
Yep.
I have happier employees because they get snacks, and I let the employees go with me to buy the snacks, and we have a lot of snacks.
There you go.
We have a lot of snacks.
We just got our first sweet donation. Or like first two yesterday from patients.
Yeah,
so one patient brought in a huge like thing of brownies.
Oh, like homemade
brownies.
Oh man,
I ate about 4 of them yesterday. They're so good, and they were not small, like the size of my palm. And then we had another patient. I don't know which one. But,
those are health brownies.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's a dark chocolate. And another patient brought in some like I don't know if it's like a pumpkin loaf or a banana bread, something like that.
Yep.
Some like sweet loaf. Can't wait to eat that.
Yep. Then, of course, there's emotional eating. Becomes more common, turning to food to cope with anxiety, family conflict, money worries, just being overwhelmed.
It's all that cortisol.
Yep.
Going in there. Plus alcohol.
Yep.
It turns into sugars too.
Yeah, as we're talking about routines being disrupted and sleep impacts, stress plus holiday events mean later nights, more alcohol, more indulgence, poorer sleep, disrupted schedules. And then, of course, poor sleep itself is widely known to be linked to weight gain.
Weight gain, even just poor health, increased stress on the body too. And then one of the new things I've been tracking is like alcohol before sleep and how it affects quality of sleep with my sleep monitor.
I was going to ask, is this the Whoop that we're talking about?
Yeah, it's been pretty clutch. Like it's shown me a lot of stuff.
I was looking last night, and then I realized I'm going to have to pay a monthly subscription for it.
I think it's like $10 a month. It's like $250 for the year.
Is it?
It is.
Are you getting that much data out of it?
Yeah. Well, if you use it and if you're a data person and you like to look at that stuff, then yes. If you go based on how you feel, like I have some patients that like, they want to go how they feel. They like that. Like I've been using it a lot now to track my like estimated VO2 max and all that type of stuff because that's been one thing I've been trying to change is less barbells, maybe more VO2 max.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
But it's been fun to try. And then,
but are you but here's the question, because I get you're tracking it. Are you changing behaviors as a result of it?
Well, yeah, I'm doing, like I just said, I'm now changing. I'm stopping, like,
because of the results.
Oh yeah, like I feel better. It's telling me I'm doing better. It'll tell me you recover better. If you you can log in on the journal and say I had alcohol. When was the last time you had alcohol? 9 o'clock, and then it'll basically show you had shit sleep that day. And then if you track the next day and go, I didn't have, you take that off your journal, and it shows that you have better sleep that next day or that night. Then the proof's in the pudding on that one. Plus, when you have alcohol, it's a depressant, right? It makes you sleepy.
Sure.
But you never actually, you can track it on the app. It'll tell you when you're in light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. And REM sleep's it'll also track your total recovery sleep too.
Yeah.
So if you have alcohol, you'll go to sleep easier, or even like some THC stuff, you'll go to sleep easier, but you never get past light sleep. So if you're never past light sleep, you're never actually recovering into the restful digestible stage, in the restful sleep and restorative sleep. Like when you wake up hungover, you probably don't feel really well rested the next day. That's why.
Okay.
Because you're never getting into light sleep.
I don't like the idea of paying for an ongoing subscription, to be totally honest. That's my problem.
Dude, you're
I overpaid for a watch, but it's mine.
Yeah, true. But I like having the recurring data. So
yeah, okay. Well, maybe I'll consider
to be $250 for the year for some pretty high level information. I like it.
Do you think you'll use it for more than a year?
I've heard. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
You will. Okay. All right. Good to know. And Whoop, if you want to sponsor us, this would make my decision much easier.
Yep.
We're gonna tag Whoop.
But at High Rocks, everyone had a Whoop on.
Did they?
Literally everyone.
Yeah.
And plus the battery's 14 days.
Yeah.
Your Apple Watch is what?
You ever know? And this is not part of the show whatsoever. This battery.
You said yours died. Oh, is that a Garmin?
Oh no, I upgraded to the Ultra, so it lasts all day long. It doesn't die as quick with activity. You ever notice one of the things that is true, whether it's children or adults, is that when you are around people that do something specific, you wind up doing it, and you wind up doing it better. So, if your kids hang around a bunch of assholes, your kid's going to be an asshole. I hate to tell you.
An even better asshole, apparently.
Probably. Yeah, 100%. If you hang around people who have a high rate of success, you tend to have more success. Mm-hmm. If you hang around people who are athletic, who take care of themselves, you tend to take care of yourself. Hang around people who are alcoholics or gamblers, you tend to be those categories.
You are the average of your, 5 friends?
Yeah. 6? So when you're talking about going to High Rocks, you're seeing people that are performing, because High Rocks is not an activity just
you're not dabbling.
Random person going, I'm going to go Thursday when I do a turkey trot. There's going to be people there that are just right off the couch. They've rolled right out. Yeah, 100%. I mean, you'll have some fast people too. High Rocks is not that kind of thing. High Rocks is people have you've been training, you're pretty fit, you're participating.
Yep.
So that's interesting to hear. So maybe that'll encourage me to.
And there's different ways you can wear it. You can do wrists. People are doing legs. You could do on your bicep. I don't know. Wrist is pretty good.
Somehow this episode has become all about the Whoop.
We talk about sleep.
It's true. That's true.
But it does all those things that get disturbed have a cumulative effect. That's our number 4 there. So even if the average holiday weight gain is less than a pound, similar, it's often not lost. So all those negative things over time tend to build up. Even with the whole new year, new me thing, clearly. If you go to the gym, not to go to the gym basically in the month of January.
Oh yeah, because everybody's getting with it for the new year. Yeah, and then they're gone generally by March. So
yeah, I would say like last week of January.
Yeah. Now, so we've talked about some of the things that are not great. Let's talk about some of the things that you should be doing to guard against those downfalls. And
tips and the tricks.
The tips
hacks.
and the tricks, right? Hacks, right? So the first one we kind of already talked about a little bit here, and that's the following the protein first at meals. I think this one's huge.
Definitely.
When I went from being completely and totally out of shape to being A shape, and I'm not saying my shape is 6-pack. It's more of a pony keg. But I'm certainly healthier than I was. Protein first was one of my key things to getting my stuff together, and it really does make a difference. If you haven't done it, eat the protein on your plate before you eat anything else.
Ever heard the salad hack?
I don't think so.
Eat salad because it expands your stomach, makes it feel fuller. Another option, but either way.
Yeah. But protein's the one thing you can't do. It's harder to do a supplement for. I mean, like protein powder and so forth.
Even then, I'm hungry after 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Of doing that.
Yeah, so, like protein powder?
Yeah. Like I only eat it because I know being 255 right now, I need a ton of protein.
Yeah.
And to be able to maintain that, or I even notice on days that I don't eat enough protein, my weight gain, my weight will go up or stay the same. If I eat a ton of protein where I'm like sick of eating, it'll drop the next day.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're just actually feeling your body.
Bottom line is protein first. Protein keeps you fuller for longer, stabilizes blood sugar, helps prevent overeating, the carb-heavy stuff later in the meal.
Yep. Or just skip it and save it for the sweets. That's my strategy.
You could do that. I don't know if that's the best advice, Mitch, but
Wow.
it is advice.
Take it from the sweet tooth guy.
There you go.
Save the carbs for the alcohol and
That's
the
true.
sweets.
That's true. Second tip, walk. Walk after a big meal. No, seriously. Take a 10 or 20-minute walk after eating, even if it's just around the block with the kids. The episode we talked about the last episode we talked about, one of the things, of course, that comes up during holidays is stress because of family. Hey, sometimes it's good to get away from the table. Take a walk around the block. And while you walk around the block, hopefully that family member doesn't come with you.
Yeah.
And you have a chance to take a breather, so you can kill two birds with one stone.
Or just invite the ones you do like to go on the walk.
100%.
Yeah.
You can invite your kid, and
Yeah.
you can have a little parent-child time at the same time. Kill two birds with one stone again.
Teach them good habits.
Yeah. So, but walking after meals helps with digestion, it lowers blood sugar spikes, and chips away at the calorie load without having to require a full workout.
Yeah, chances are if you worked out a full workout after eating a meal, you'd probably puke too. So
I
guess that's a strategy.
Nope.
No.
I don't think so.
Benefits definitely don't outweigh the risk on that one. So.
No.
Yeah. And next one is don't write off a big meal. So it doesn't. Don't let one meal ruin your whole season. So get back on the track with your next meal or workout instead of using it's the holidays excuse for the next 6 weeks. That's just gonna add up.
Yeah. I am fully on board with indulging, enjoying the meal. Enjoy your Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah.
Have a good time. Just don't take the whole week off. Don't take the whole month off.
You can take the leftovers home, but don't take the habit home either.
Right.
Thanksgiving Day leftovers are amazing.
Right.
Have you had the Thanksgiving sliders?
No.
Have you heard of those?
No.
We might have to make those. But another strategy too is if you want to do that, like indulge in the meals. One thing I like to do is like a version of intermittent fasting. So if you know you're going to have a massive meal at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, don't fast for the day. You can have water, you can have coffee, you can have broth if you really want something.
And for people who don't know, the idea with intermittent fasting is
there's a certain set of time, and like picture a 24-hour period. You can have certain intervals that you get to eat in. So technically, while you're sleeping, you're fasting. So one thing to do is basically like if you're going to do blood work, fast until a certain time, and then have like a 4-hour eating window or an 8-hour eating window, something like that, between like 4 to 8 hours.
This is when you eat.
This is when you eat. You get all your daily calories within that. Don't overindulge within that hour window, that
That's
couple hour
the catch.
window.
That's
the catch. Don't overeat.
Yeah.
But if you know,
Some people,
it's one way to calorie restrict. Plus, it helps lower your insulin, because if you're constantly eating, your insulin gets too high. Then that's like constantly stays high. Your body it'll start to not listen.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
like
not a big
yelling at your
faster,
toddler.
but I know a lot of people who live by it. They swear that it makes a huge difference in how they feel.
I like doing fasted workouts. Like working out in the morning. I don't eat before.
I don't either. One of the things I am a big believer in, though,
version.
is number 4 here, which is hydrate before you celebrate. And I'll go one step further. Hydrate all the time.
Yep.
If you're properly hydrated, you're going to feel better. Your body's going to do better.
Yep.
Your workouts are going to go better. You're going to digest better. All the stuff's going to be better.
Definitely before alcohol too.
Yeah. Well, in this one specifically says drink 16 to 20 ounces of water before meals or alcohol. Make with your first round. And dehydration, of course, can mimic hunger. Water helps you eat slower, drink less, feel fuller with fewer calories. Another piece of advice that I've heard, I'd be interested to know your perspective on this. I've heard people talk about when you're out at an event and you have a cocktail, next have a glass of water.
Yep.
And then another cocktail.
Yep.
Another glass of water.
I'll rotate NA beers.
Do you?
Yeah. I'll do a regular beer and a NA beer.
You are a better man than I am.
Yep. Because the golf course has the 00 Heinekens.
Oh.
They actually taste pretty good. And then
Really?
if you go down in the Nest,
Yeah.
they have the athletic IPAs.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
I didn't know they had those. I
blue
don't know any
can.
place that had those.
They're good.
Okay.
Usually they'll have like a version of that. The only place I've been able to get the Go Brewing is at Go Brewing, which is annoying, but
Okay.
that's all right.
Focus on healthy ways to relieve stress.
Mhm.
Of course, the holidays are not just about the eating. They're not just about the physical activity. They're also about the stress. And here's your tip. Plan out your go-to stress reliever now, something you can do wherever you're going to go, despite whoever's going to be there. Have a game plan to deal with it now. You know Uncle Bobby's a jackass.
He's going to say something
gonna.
stupid.
He's
going to
gonna
push your buttons.
He's going to tick off your wife. You're going to want to punch him. if you have an Uncle Bob, I don't have an Uncle Bobby. If you have it, I don't think I do. No, I don't have an Uncle
Bill.
No. His name's Bill. He's a real jerk. If you have an Uncle Bobby who's a real jerk and you know you're going to see him, spend a little bit of time and figure out how you're going to deal with it, right?
Yep.
Are you going to respond in kind and be, a jerk? Are you going to get up away from the table? Are you going to walk away? Are you going to change the subject?
Try to avoid them as much as you can.
What are you going to do?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you know this in advance, you can at least plan for it. When you are already overwhelmed because of the holidays and your decision-making takes a hit, having a pre-chosen strategy to eliminate the guesswork out of it in the moment gives you a go-to response.
I've seen one place is just have a safe word, or like a communication word.
It's funny you say that because when I was prepping this, that's one of the suggestions that came up is have a safe word for your free. Actually, I don't think this is a bad idea, especially when you have a spouse, a significant other who is new to your family or is overwhelmed. Seriously, having a safe word, having something where, and I think that this is something that should be. I mean, if you think you have to go this far, you should have a real conversation about it and say, hey, if you cannot take it, if you have to get out of there, if we have to get out of there, have that conversation in advance so you know what it is.
I'll say it depending on how experienced you are at this situation, it can go one of two ways too. Because I messed it up the first time I brought Ella to my family. Yeah. Because again, I'm used to the 30 people, everyone loud. Yeah. Like we're Irish Catholic. We would go through in a week. We go through like 3 handles of Jameson for cocktails, like easily, plus wine, all the stuff. We had a great time. And she comes from like her families were literally her mom, her dad, her brother, and her. Like that's it. Because everyone was just so spread out. So like my normal and her normal are 2 completely different things. So I didn't even know that I should preface. Yeah. Like, hey, you're gonna get hounded by my aunt. It's gonna be really loud because to me, that's just normal. So it's not loud to me.
I'm with you 100%. Yeah. And I will say when I was 20 years younger, my wife and I were first married, and before that even, I was not cognizant of this in the least. No. I was absolutely unaware of how those kinds of things would affect her. So for you dads out there, for you single guys out there who listen to this, take our advice. If you haven't recognized this yet, your spouse, your significant other, they probably don't like your family as much as you do.
No.
And they're certainly not used to dealing with them. Nope. So
especially the first time they meet.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest with you. The odds are you're going to be with that person, a lot more often than you are with the people who you grew up with. So if you think about that a little bit and figure out a way to make them comfortable, you're going to be happier in life. I'm positive. So
luckily, my wife gets along with my family for the most part. So
yeah,
it all worked out.
That's good.
Just and the good crazy aunts.
Yes,
light years away. So she's fine.
Well, hopefully for every nutso relative you've got one who is grounded, an advocate, a real friend, somebody who's a decent human being. If you don't, then maybe have a Friendsgiving instead of a Thanksgiving with family. So
that's a good hack too. I love Friendsgiving.
Yeah. Let's talk some bullet points and takeaways for today. Don't write off your health just because it's December. That's a good one.
Great idea. And new year, new me doesn't actually work. You don't need a perfect routine, just a consistent one. Stay consistent.
Small wins beat January regret.
And a few mindful meals meals are better than an endless cheat season, although I love cheat season. Cheat
season's fine, just as long as it's not the whole season.
Yeah, just a couple meals.
A little bit of planning, little thought. Holidays will go much better, and your pants will fit better. It might be a little tighter.
We'll say in the long run, you just feel better doing that all the time.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And then when January rolls around, you don't have to worry about losing all the weight that you gained, hopefully. So anything else for the good of the show today?
No, sir.
All right. Well, that is it for this holiday health-related episode of Dad's Deals and Dumbbells. If you're still listening and not elbows deep in cookie tins, we appreciate you.
Stick to those small wins. Get in those quick workouts. And remember, holiday calories still count. I should tattoo that somewhere. No matter what your uncle says, they still count.
They do. Subscribe, share, and if you got a holiday health hack, please send it to us. We will give you a shout out.
Until next time, lift something heavy, eat with intention.